British Major Robert Kane is part of a daring airborne operation to seize the bridges that cross the lower Rhine River in Holland. But Nazi resistance proved stronger than anticipated. As highly mobile airborne troops, they have been dropped in by glider. The South Staffordshires are armed with what they can carry. They have no big anti-tank guns here, in what the South Staffs call the Dell. But they do have Piats. Piat stands for Projector Infantry Anti-Tank.
The Piat was a very cumbersome weapon, to put it mildly. It was basically spring-loaded. You needed to be incredibly strong. And also, it was a very difficult weapon to fire standing up. Depending on the sort of vehicle you were trying to destroy, you really needed to be within 60 meters. Now, that is incredibly close, especially if it was a tank or an armored personnel carrier and they had machine guns, you were going to be very, very exposed. So it required not just strength, it required bravery too.
Kane draws enemy fire and fetches ammunition while the lieutenant targets the tanks. As the tanks close to about 100 yards, they are too far for the Piat to destroy. But the South Staffs hold them at bay for several hours before running out of bombs. They are buying time, hoping for reinforcement. The German counterattacks throughout the city keep Allied troops tied up. So Kane and the others do their best to hold the Dell.
One stage he sees a German NCO and some German soldiers coming up closely towards them, clearly not particularly aware of the position of the South Staffords, and he orders a Bren gunner to open fire.
He fires on the Germans, but misses. Kane proves impatient.
And now you can tell his frustration. He grabs the Bren gun.
Kane opens with deadly fire. When one of the Germans tries to rise, Kane loads another magazine and empties it.
He kills all of those Germans, just dispatches them almost out of hand.
It is becoming clear that no matter how many they kill, more arrive to take their place.
Moving closer to the German border also means for the Germans it's easier to bring in their reinforcements, to bring in their supplies.
The Germans must wipe out the Allied forces in Holland.
We're getting to the Rhine. It's the last defense line for the Germans before the Allies come into the home territory.
SS Captain Hans Müller and his men put up some of the stiffest opposition, in addition to attacks from a self-propelled gun and half-track vehicles. Muller's men pummel the South Staffordshires with Panzerfaust projectiles and flamethrowers. The Germans are well supplied with ammunition. Wave after wave of Allied soldier is shot down.
We mustn't forget that in the entire war, the biggest output of the German war industry is August 1944. So all the new kit that had been produced just a month earlier can be brought quickly to the front line. And this is also one of the factors why the Germans are able to stabilize the front in September